What is going on, ladies and gents? Primetime 17, EK Trickzzy up against EK DirtyDave. We have got an absolutely stacked night of fights for you. Obviously, as you see, main event EK Trickzzy, DirtyDave, going to be followed up co-main event ICB Reaper, and the newly signed signings of the Dons. Styles is now obviously going from the BFAP camp as a lot of the merger happened with EK moving into the Dons with the likes of Suave Jamie and much of the same. Obviously stacked top to bottom. Very, very interesting to see how these fights play out tonight. A lot to play for. These guys are climbing up in the rankings very, very fast. With that being said, we do actually have a guest commentator with me tonight. We'll see if I can say the name right since I failed in multiple attempts leading up to it. Desire, my man. Welcome on the comms, brother. Great to have you, man. Appreciate you helping out. Obviously, you've been doing a great job on the matchmaking side, and we got the blessing of you on commentary tonight there, brother. Of course, man. With all of that being said, before we get into the night of fights that we have ahead, do want to take a moment to send our condolences to all of the friends, family of Mr. Scott Hector, member obviously within the PlayStation community, playing within ESFL. Obviously the guys down at Cage Rage, I know that they've cancelled the event later on tonight as a result. Very unfortunate passing, very sad story. Obviously thoughts and prayers to everybody that knew the man. Obviously seemed to be a lovely gentleman by all accounts. Obviously, with that being said, we are going to move straight into the night of fights. Obviously, we're going to be having Mr. R. Beagle, or Regal Beagle, up against the gentleman himself, NFN Shooter. Should be a fun fight. It's going to be in lightweight there, brother. Obviously a lot to play for in lightweight as a whole. Got a lot of heavy hitters up in that weight class. Got a lot of guys who are able to mix it up very well, take it to the ground and so on. So interesting to see how these guys play out. With that being said, these guys are moving on in. So yeah, as we said, lightweight division, we're going to be having Regal Beagle picking the Nate Diaz pick. Shooter's going to be picking, I believe that was Connor, if I didn't see him correctly there. Okay, and these guys touch it up. Like I said, Regal Beagle in the red corner, picking Diaz. NFS Shooter, Conor McGregor in the blue. Nice little jab leg kick. Yeah, right now obviously we're seeing kind of what we would expect out of the Diaz, marching forward a little bit, trying to force a little bit of pressure. Obviously the Conor McGregor pick for Shooter, he's doing the right thing, staying patient, knows that he doesn't want to gas that cardio, got all the power, but not exactly the gas tank to follow, and that's some lovely takedown defense nice and early for him. For sure, man. He, I think that's exactly what he's trying to do right now. He misses on those, jabbing to the body, following up with the straight. But for the most part, we see Regal Beagle seems to be pressuring, behind his block a little bit, using his footwork to kind of pressure through that, trying to force his opponent to overreach on a strike as he enters. But as they get into those pockets, these guys are throwing some short hooks and taking a moment before trying to reset. So I imagine these guys are going to start landing some bombs on each other as these opening couple of minutes start to go through. That legendary left hand, like you say, of Conor McGregor, the straight, lands an uppercut with it as well. We were already seeing the granite chin of Diaz being tested nice and early, got it blinking, but good recovery from the man. Oh, okay. Do apologize, seems that we're having some technical difficulties. Apologies that Desire cannot be heard at the moment. I will get that fixed for you guys in a moment. Very, very odd that. Just myself at the moment, but that's okay. We'll be okay for this first fight. Desire's going to support us through it, of course, but yeah, Shooter's getting very, very active, planting on a lot of jab straights. Maybe trying to take advantage of that out of the gates perk that you had mentioned earlier there, Desire. I can hear you, brother. For some reason, you're not coming through on stream currently, but I'll get that fixed in a second. Yeah, Conor, that was a nice little knockdown there from Shooter. Not getting overzealous, though, not overcommitting to these shots. Regal Beagle maybe a little bit frustrated with that and starting to try to get it back, but he misses and gets sat down. But yeah, he needs to step off this, get on his bike a little bit. Conor was all over him in that closing couple of seconds for that round. Yeah, great work by Conor McGregor. Shooter, he stayed patient throughout the entire opening of it, and towards the end started finding his rhythm, started finding those counter shots, and was able to sit him down. So nice opening round, but Diaz has that excellent recovery and was able to put himself in a nice little position coming out. Now, once again, starting the way he did in the last one, but the head health is a problem, and looking to make adjustments and get the takedown instead, and that's a nice little double leg from Mr. Nathan Diaz. You don't often see this from him. Now, this is obviously a very, very good work for Regal Beagle. He's going to find himself in a nice position now. 3 minutes 45 on the clock. We got Nate Diaz that's got great grappling as a whole. Maybe a little bit better off bottom than on top, but he's got excellent submissions as well from any position. So you can probably get a little bit active, try to advance, but not going to be able to with Shooter staying very, very active and finding his way to work himself up against the cage. Good takedown defense again, but he eats the knee on the exit, and once again, we're seeing Regal Beagle now back in the striking exchanges, but maybe with a little bit of a different opening to set up, because obviously Diaz is going to be... I was going to say he had that takedown, and maybe Conor McGregor is going to be a little worried about it, but he got a nice rock. We were talking about cardio a little bit earlier on in the night. Obviously, Conor McGregor is normally the one to gas, but this time it's Diaz, but that's all due to the punishment that's being put out. Everything that Conor's landing is rocking the man right now. All seems to be head health damage, not so much body, but doesn't really matter. That chin can only hold up for so long. Oh, and he gets him again, man. This is absolutely crazy pace from... I think this is going to be it from Shooter. Doesn't look like he's going to follow him down. Maybe respectful of that ground game. Doesn't want to get submitted from Nate Diaz. Got those scary subs from the guard. And rubber guard sets up the uppercut in the pocket. Following up with the strikes, and the stream is crashing for a second. That is very unfortunate. Hopefully that clears up. Looks like that may have been... We will have to hit an intermission on that one by the looks of things. This isn't my end, believe it or not. This is... that was on that, but we will have to get an update on exactly where that went, but that does look like NFS Shooter did win that fight right at the end. Bit unfortunate. We're going to take a very, very brief intermission just as I get Mr. Desire's microphone coming through the stream. We do apologize for the little technical difficulties in the opening seconds, but a couple of moments, we'll be right back with you. What is going on, ladies and gents? Apologies in the delay. Hopefully now you can hear the man, the myth, the legend himself. Desire, speak, my man. Let's check it.
I hope I'm back. I hope I'm back.
Nah, it's showing up on my end now, that's right. It's my fault on a headset that I'm using, a different headset I hadn't used in a little while, and the audio is still set up to my desktop. So, by the by for the moment, apologies in the issues there. With that one all being said, we are going to be moving on to the next fight of the evening, second fight of the prelims. We're going to be having LFC Scatter. I believe he's making his debut within Prime Time. Obviously, the LFC camp has been around for quite some time now, been doing some good work, and picking up a lot of wins recently, actually. So interesting to see this guy make his debut, see how he goes. He is up against Travis So Godly. Once again, I believe this is another man making his debut. I don't know if you're familiar with either of them yourself there, Desire.
I'm not familiar with any of them. I know Scala, he is a top 100 player, and he did apply for ESFL recently, but I've never had the pleasure of fighting him. But right. I'm sure this will be a good fight.
Well, with him being top 100, you imagine that he's got some of those tiki-takas. He's got some skills to pull out of the bag, so we'll have to see what he's able to do. This is in heavyweight, of course. We've got Fabricio Verdum up against Alistair Overeem. Alistair Overeem's got that crispy striking, but a little bit of a compromised chin. And, I mean, this Verdum, he's amazing everywhere, to be honest with you. I quite like him striking, and obviously his ground game is on another level, so got to mind all of your P's and Q's no matter which man you are right now.
For sure. And Fabricio Verdum, I'm sure both of these guys, I don't know what the chin is on Fabricio, but I know Overeem doesn't have a good chin at all in this heavyweight division.
Yeah, it definitely can be compromised fairly easily, but once again, he's a technical fighter, so if you fight a little bit more reserved and start to make sure that you're not overextending on those shots, a little bit easier to mind your chin, and probably he's not doing a bad job so far. He's kind of taking little poking shots and maybe trying to get some reads. Overeem
took a big shot just now, and he almost got followed up with an overhand, which could have been lights out that quickly, to be honest. But as you see, Scatter is looking for a lot of big shots. He threw an overhand again and a spinning back fist. He wants to get this done fast.
Yeah, maybe it'll work out with him. Obviously, the chin of Overeem isn't the best, as we mentioned, but potentially trying to take advantage of that, and that could go against him if he's not able to get him out in the early round. Sorry. Obviously, those bigger shots, they tax you a lot more on the stamina, so overhands, those straights, they all add up as the minutes kind of tick down.
I know, and an overhand, it could be over already.
He survives it this time. Overeem's chin is back by the looks thing. We've got Ubereem on the go. Man's been back on the horse meat.
That was a good denial there on the 50-50 position against the cage.
Interesting, we haven't seen a takedown necessarily from Scatter so far. He does go for a clinch attempt there.
Yeah, I did notice at the start of the round he went for a clinch, getting Overeem fingered.
He goes for it again. Little knees to the leg. Overeem staying patient, see if he's able to take it back, and he is. That's a good job.
And there we go. This is exactly where Scatter wants him. Dangerous submissions from Verdum.
Goes for the RNC, but he gets it denied. That's great work, but he gets denied himself, and this is even more dangerous than the first attempt.
This could be it.
Really
Scatter's got some great submissions, especially this RNC. This is, a very strong submission.
They are tracing it fairly well. Once again, this is going to be incredibly deep. Looks like he's probably going to get it when you get past that halfway line. It really starts to shoot up.
It's done. I think he's got it.
It's so close. Look how close that is. Oh, Jesus. Do you know what? Obviously, quick win for Scatter there. He comes out, gets the submission. Overeem's chin not really being the deciding factor tonight, getting that RNC, but I kind of feel back for Travis So Godly. He looked good and he was doing well in the defense. He was very, very close to escaping it still, even with that stamina tax that he took off the denial.
Yeah, I did notice he was doing a good job just digging at the body a little bit, just shot by shot. But again, you can't get your back taken by Scala. He will choke you out.
Yeah, for sure, man. Quite clearly dangerous there. Top 100 for a reason, We have another LFC man about to try and show his talents out tonight. He's going to be up against the up-and-coming Rara Rasputin. So obviously LFC Cheeks coming from a great camp once again. We just seen his teammate come out there and get a nice quick win. We've seen Cheeks compete a few times. I believe he's majority wins right now. We'll have to check his bio in a moment, but obviously we've seen Rara Rasputin go 0-6 in the league and then come back with 4 straight wins on a bounce. The man has been on an absolute tear, so interesting to see what he can do this evening up against a tough opponent from a very respected camp that's clearly got some killers in there. So yeah, this one's going to be in bantamweight, man, and I mean, it's all to play for down here. I think it's Striker's delight for the most part in bantamweight, right?
Yeah. Again, I've not fought any of these two. I know Rara, he's a respected guy in prime time. He's had a lot of fights. And LFC Cheeks, again from the LFC camp. Sorry, I've only fought a couple guys from the LFC camp, not many of them. So I'm sure he will try to show why he's in LFC and what they're about.
Yeah, for sure. He's got the Izzy picture behind the LFC in his little gamer picture there, the little display picture. So potentially he's a striking fan at minimum coming out. Is that with the Cody Garbrandt pick? Getting active straight away, no touch of gloves. Popping him in the face with a jab. Hooks to follow. That's incredibly active for the first, 10 seconds of the rounds. Cheeks isn't here to play tonight.
Yeah, Cody's being very active right now. Rara needs to watch out. He's getting pieced up fast. He's a good takedown there.
He is.
Side though.
And one of the things that we saw from Rara in the past, and one of the biggest adjustments he made, was that his grappling got very, very good, and he was doing very, very well in it. Obviously in the performances where he won. However, he was having some issues with some of the some great strikers, and I mean, looking at Cheeks right now, Cheeks is looking to expose that, potentially really starting to pop him in the face, but Rara get him straight back on the takedown. That's a great job from him.
Rara needs to keep on the ground. He needs to focus on controlling here. Try not to go for too much ground and pound. Just slow Cody down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, when you're fighting as a Dominic Cruz, it's a fighter I love to use myself. Got to make sure that you're using his unorthodox footwork, switching stances on the man, throwing out a few feints. Not sure if it's necessarily the best pick from Rara, given his previous performances, but this man has looked a little bit different every time we've seen him, so maybe he's been working on some things in the lab and is looking to take advantage of it tonight as he takes a lovely transition to the backside.
That was beautifully timed. Good denial there from Cody. This is where he wants to be again, on the feet.
I know that Cheeks, obviously being part of the LFC, they've got a number of good, and respected grapplers, so he's clearly used to being taken down before, and the attempts on those legs, so not wavering at all and getting very active, but that stamina is going to become a problem unless he's able to get him out sometime soon.
Yeah, he just took a couple of big shots, and you can see his health is down over half.
And that's good work once again. You see Rara go into the body, 2-3 shots in a row. Obviously Rara looking to weather this early storm as he eats 2 big knees to the face. Missed on the takedown attempt. It's unfortunate for that man, and he's eating some big shots from Cody. The hands are on point.
It could be it.
It really could. I think it is.
Wow. Yeah, the pressure was too much for Rara there. He did well at getting the takedowns. He started landing some big shots of his own later on in that first round, but again, the pressure just too much for him there.
I think that's it's a really bad matchup for Dominic Cruz. I mean, when you have a Cody Garbrandt, the hands are so fast. Obviously, he's able to cover range really well, and that little back step that's available as well with fighters that are able to utilize it. That's a great win for Cheeks. Obviously, unfortunate for Rara. We know, as always, man, this guy's going to be back better than ever. Like I said, he went 0-6 before coming back, and he's basically equal at this stage now, or not far off it. So the man has been inventing himself and reinventing himself, and we look forward to see him come back out and compete again. Obviously, Cheeks picking up another W though, good W for him, taking away some of the steam from Rara there, and obviously he's going to be looking to advance up those rankings now, trying to make his way up to those top 15s. With that being said, up next there, we're going to be having a TK-Veggeta up against Broomstick. These gentlemen, once again, been around for a couple of performances right now. We'll just have to try and pull up their records as they're loading in. They are going to be fighting in the welterweight pick. Jorge Masvidal up against Tony Ferguson. So another very, very fun fight. Could see a little bit of everything here, but you imagine that Broomstick's going to want to look to throw some hands with that Jorge Masvidal pick. Just checking their bios very, very briefly on it. Okay, yeah, in fact, he had a tough outing last time out, Broomstick did, with obviously the nap giver giving a great performance, actually getting a performance award for it. As that being said, though, that's by the by for the moment. Broomstick looking to come out, lands that leg kick and the front teep, making Veggeta aware of the range very, very early. Veggeta having a little bit of a problem managing the range himself, missing 2 shots early, but finding it with the leg kick.
Yeah, this is good from Tony, clinching early. You know, trying to slow Jorge down a little bit. You don't want to take too much damage if you're Tony Ferguson against Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, obviously...
Yeah, big overhand right there.
That was a lovely little elbow. Well timed, I mean. I'm actually liking the timing on the strikes from Broomstick. Vegeta's got to be a little bit careful, because when I see somebody that strikes with that sort of timing, it means that they're probably going to be setting up some sort of big counter, so you can't be overextending on your shots.
Yeah, I think Jorge almost did that then through like 3 or 4 overhands, not overhands, sorry, hooks in a row, and you don't want to get pulled back.
No, and this is so definitely where you more where you want to be, right, with Ferguson, as you mentioned. The clinch attempt earlier, a little bit of grappling, start to wear on Jorge's stamina a little bit, and then maybe look for the finish a little bit later on if you can't get it, you know, off the ground. But that's a good job by Broomstick. Steps up again. Oh, the great.
This is TK. This is TK in a nutshell. All the spinny attacks.
There's Tony in the nutshell as well, my man. I mean, I've seen him throw it. It's not unrealistic, I promise.
And again, oh, spinning elbow into an elbow. That's a big knockdown. Broomstick really needs to be careful here. Tony is pouring on the pressure.
Definitely, and like even though he may be throwing some big shots and throwing unorthodox sorts of combinations and single shots, he's fighting like Tony, and it's actually really nice. He lands a beautiful overhand there. Doesn't get the spin though. Broomstick read that beautifully, gets the slip back, and now trying to change the tide a little bit, landing some shots of his own.
Digging at that body. Dancing finally.
Probably intelligent work right there, digging to the body at this point. Obviously, Vegeta knows that he just got a big rock and is trying to push forward and, you know, really capitalize on it. But Broomstick's actually coming out the better in terms of the stamina as he keeps tagging the body, or he was up until this point.
I think Tony at some point should look for a takedown. Just mix things up. Don't get him too thinking about the head.
For sure. You've said the mix-ups for both guys right now are actually making excellent adjustments on each other. Each time I'm about to make an observation of the adjustment that's been made, the other guy adjusts to it, and it just feels like they're ever evolving to it at the moment. So yeah, it's actually a very evenly contested fight, even though that we've seen Tony pick up the bigger kind of damage throughout that round. I think overall the techniques on display were very, very even between the guys. Hopefully we get to see the stats. It doesn't look like we are going to. Oh, we are. Yeah, very, very even. Look at the numbers right there. Obviously, sorry, brother, what were you saying?
I did see Tony's health just at the end of the round. Jorge did more damage than it actually looked like. He had, you know, his head's down a little bit, his body's down quite a bit, and his left leg. Yeah,
for sure. You can see it all adding up. He's landing some good shots now early. Knees to the body. Almost got eaten up by that spinning elbow though, and you've got to be careful throwing kicks and, you know, any shot really when somebody's coming at you with one of those spin elbows. But obviously Vegeta finding himself on the ground right now, and I think this is a little bit of more of what he's going to need. The mix up to the grappling exchange is really, you know, kind of make your opponent think, and mixes up the options. You know, they don't just have to worry about blocking that head anymore, or blocking a leg kick, or exchanging on those two things. The takedowns are a real threat, and he's racking up some nice top control. As I said, good separation from Masvidal.
Yeah, that was a mistake there for Veggeta going for the leg blocks. He gave Jorge a free get up there. It was too slow. He had no grapple advantage.
For sure. Front kicks of doom coming his way. A little slip elbow. I've liked it from Broomstick. He's done it twice, but the spinning elbow again is savagery.
Look at Jorge's head health. He really needs to be careful now. He needs to change the order. Beautiful knee.
That's exactly what he needed. On the knees of the body again. Like to see him rip up with a combination now. Maybe going to the head a little bit, going to the body. Try to get the guy flicking his left stick a little bit, or left trigger, I should say.
That's what you need with your Broomstick. You need to get Veggeta's respect.
Spinning elbows, man, can't be up against the cage. Those slip back options are going to become less and less available. Going to have to start the circle and get on his bike because that's a little bit better for him. Able to regain center cage, but missing the switch kick. Gonna be very, very careful. The staminas are starting to get low by both gentlemen, so these misses are going to play massive, massive effects if they continue to do so. But it's a good takedown defense once again from Broomstick. That managed showing some adjustments from the last time out.
Veggeta going crazy there with the hooks.
Yeah, maybe a little frustration on not getting the takedown attempts. I mean, Broomstick last time out, I don't know if you recall, he was up against Napgiver, which put on a fantastic grappling performance. So
beautiful front kick. It's just it. It's over.
Broomstick, what a win for that man right there.
It looked like Veggeta got a bit frustrated at the end. He started throwing some wild hooks, and again, Broomstick countered it beautifully through a front kick as he was throwing them, and bam, it's over.
Yeah, excellent work by that man right there. I mean, Broomstick, like I said, last time round, he got grappled heavily by Napgiver. Napgiver put on a performance award. He did a great job last time round, and Broomstick has obviously made adjustments to that. He's been working on his takedown defense, able to stuff a number of them tonight, and did excellent work. Able to get the finish against TK-Veggeta, which was, he was looking pretty good. I mean, he was landing some shots. He got the majority of the knockdowns and the rocks, so that's a great win for Broomstick right there. Weathering that early storm, showing great developments in his game.
Looks like that last takedown denial from Broomstick frustrated Veggeta.
For sure. Obviously you've got to think of it in that fashion as well. If you're the striker, we've all been in the striker's side of it. If you're like myself, or from what I've seen yourself as well there, when you have a grappler come at you, time after time, and they're taking you down, the frustration can start to set in. But that also happens in reverse when you're able to stuff one or two of those takedowns and make your opponent start to feel like their game plan isn't going to work against you, which is what Broomstick probably started to do there. He defended maybe 4 or 5 of the takedowns, I think, throughout the course of the fight, if I'm not mistaken, and was able to find the hands. That was fantastic work. With that being said, though, and with that in the books, we are moving straight on to the next one. We are going to be having a finesser. He's going to be up against TK. Let's see if we can say it right.
Mike Tran.
Mike Tran. There you go. MK Tran, right? I was going to say Mike Train. Well, we're still aboard. We're still aboard the Mike Train Express. He has come out. He was looking great last time. He's had a couple of great performances, obviously picking up a win over Kryptonite King and so on. So interesting to see what he can do up against Finessa tonight. Looks like these guys are going to be fighting, of course, in the lightweight division, if I'm not mistaken. Going to be a nice little pick between Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier. So without further ado, we will get straight into it.
See if he can get this win back for the TK camp as well.
Yeah, TK, obviously, it wasn't a bad performance from that man, but nevertheless, obviously TK going to want to get their first win of the evening in. And Mike Tran, he's been doing great work, like I said, so he's a very, very dangerous opponent. We'll have to see what Finesse is able to do up against him.
Oliveira versus Poirier. So you want to be on the ground if you're Oliveira in this matchup. But then again, he just landed a nice, beautiful little combos there.
Yeah, so while we're saying that, I mean, at the moment, we've got Mike Tran coming across two straight wins, Crypto and Elements. Both guys very, very similar record, but we have the opponent Finesse coming off a loss, so he's obviously looking to make some adjustments and get the win this evening. Going straight for the back take, we see it.
Yeah. This is where you don't want to be.
No, for sure.
Again, got out of it nicely there.
I know the stream is pixelating a little bit from their end at the moment, but just to point out for you, Vanessa is fighting as Charles Oliveira, I do believe, and we've got Mike Tran fighting as Dustin Poirier, so nice little step off from that man right there. Looking to land some good shots on the inside.
Yeah, he's landed some. Oh, he
wow.
gets dropped.
The power of Dustin Poirier rings through.
Oliveira trying to show that you can strike with Poirier, but then again, just as we were saying, that Poirier comes in and drops him out of nowhere. Beautiful denial.
Once again, the takedown defense looking good from all opponents tonight. Everybody's been all over that LT, and it's nice to see the adjustments in people's games. That's a lovely little pullback, though, from Charles Oliveira.
I can't see their staminas because how blurry it is, but it looks kind of, they both look like they've lost quite a bit already. It
does. I mean, from what I'm seeing, from my end, I think it's a little bit better picture quality. My end, still very pixelated, but Mike Tran has got, I would say, a thumbnail off. It does look like Finesse is suffering a little bit more on the cardio, but that's probably because of the big rock and knockdown that he was, kind of victim to a little bit earlier on in the round. But this is exactly where you want to be, as you mentioned. Charles Oliveira, excellent submissions, excellent jiu-jitsu, so taking the back right now, and this is a dangerous spot if you're Mr. Mike Tran.
And he denies it. Poirier tried to get away again, denied it right into the rear naked choke.
Yeah, and once again, we saw it a little bit earlier on tonight. In one of the first fights, this is going to be fairly tight if he's able to trace him. But so far, Mike Tran's doing a great job of avoiding him. But we see how fast it starts to go up as soon as he starts to overlap him.
Up. He cancels it out.
That was an odd cancel. When you get to that midway mark, if you don't know, or at least it feels like it, it goes up considerably quicker than it does before that halfway mark because it's been sunk in a little bit further. So I think it's always worth trying to follow those out unless you're able to stop a reversal position. But Mike Tran's got drop, man. Finesse. So what a beautiful end to the round. He was able to get that rock back, and that could have really won him that round because the rock and the knockdown earlier on was putting Mike Tran ahead, even with the grappling. But with such a strong end to the round, who do you give that to?
I think I'm going to give it to. Is it who's Oliveira? Sorry, is it Vanessa? Is it Vanessa Oliveira?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
that's correct.
So I think I'm going to give it to him because he got the takedowns and he did get a drop of his own. So yeah, definitely Oliveira for me.
Yeah, like you say, probably with the ground game and that rock at the end, I think that was the clutch moment. But we've seen Mike Tran before have some fantastic performances. Yeah, he potentially trying to get in the mind a little bit of Finesse, trying to get him to exchange into a bit of a brawl. We've seen the power of Dustin Poirier reign true when he was able to get him to exchange in a bunch of shots at the beginning of round one. So, mind work.
This is where you want to be with your Poirier. You've got to get Oliveira to the fence, pour on shots.
Kind of, you just got to stalk him forward, right? Cage cut a little bit, make the cage feel very, very small, force those shots out. You obviously don't want to be taken down again. Got to be careful of those sorts of leg kick misses. They really do tax the stamina and obviously don't look the prettiest. Big spin.
Wow. It's going for that jump in. What is that? Jump in? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so jumping teep kick to the face, but
yeah. Boy, got a nice rock of his own there with a 1-2.
I mean, you don't see it as often as you'd think, but Charles Oliveira's spins are really nice, man. They come out very, very clean.
Yeah, you can see the power difference though. Like again in the first round, big left head kick there. In the first round, when it looks like Oliveira was about to drop Poirier, he comes in with like a right hand, and boom, he's on his butt.
Yeah, it can literally just be the one from Dustin Poirier, but as you were saying that a moment ago, I think he may have heard you because he went crazy with the shots for a second and was trying to land some damage of his own. But as you've said, he's got to land maybe 6 or 7 shots to really start to get up that head health, especially through that block. But DP's just got that one shot. We see him get through with one straight right there, and his head health plummeting down to under half. So both guys hurting a lot right now, man.
Left hand, sorry, my bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh. Poirier is pouring on the pressure late in round 2.
Not too sure why the audio is fading out from this man's stream. We had a little bit of a phasing from the commentary and the background crowd, but they've gone silent again. Just like Japanese MMA, they are an intelligent crowd sitting on the edge of their seats in anticipation for what happens next.
Just seen we've got a raid from UFC fighter, Randy Brown.
Hells yes, appreciate you, Mr. Randy Brown. You are the man. Hope you had a good stream, brother. If you play on, well, any console, by all means feel free to join up Primetime MMA. We put on these fights on the regular. Sure, one of the fellow gentlemen will hit you up with the Discord stream for any of the followers that are coming in at the moment. Coming in at a semi-decent time there, guys. These guys have been throwing down, landing some absolute bombs. Been about 4 or 5 knockdowns so far. A little bit of pixelation on these guys' streams, but hasn't really taken away from the war that these guys have been putting on.
Poirier did really good in that last round. He dropped him, what, twice? Maybe more?
Like you say, the power really, really adds up for him. And you can't get into any exchanges. So it was a smart move to try and get him down very, very quickly for Finesse.
Yeah.
He definitely needs more of that, because anytime they're exchanging in this striking domain a little bit too much, it's just not going his way. Obviously, Mike Tran's just been all over the shot selection in the boxing exchanges.
So if I assume it's 1-1 going into the third, Oliveira needs to get a takedown or earn Poirier's respect here, because he is pouring it on. He's trying to get him out of there. He doesn't want to go to the judges.
For sure. And this is once again, I mean, the defense, for the amount of crazy kind of pace that these guys are putting out, the strikes that they're putting out there, the defense on the body shots and so on, their ability to block the correct direction has been phenomenal. As I say that, he eats a big front kick once again, goes for the head kick to follow, but not enough. I wonder if Finesse is going to have enough stamina as this round goes on to be able to follow up and get a finish. Maybe he does if he gets one big kick like that. Jesus,
right,
man.
Now, big rock. Now, if you finesse, I think you should take him down. Now, you've got 2 rocks. You need to try to get to the ground. Be nice to know before. He's just sitting there wasting time.
The taunts are back from this man. He's feeling himself tonight. Like I said, I do think that's part of it. I think he's trying to play some mind games, get in his opponent's mind and make him start to throw those hands, because the biggest success he's had is on those takedowns. And oh man, it's so close for the head health. Yeah. Sits him down. Best takedown in the game is that left hand right there.
See, after all those drops, those rocks, Poirier is confident now. Look at his taunting, showboating. He's feeling himself. This could be it. Or if he threw a head straight there, I think that would have been it.
Yeah, he got a little bit lackadaisy. Maybe he thought that he was going to get hit by that headshot and froze up for a second. It did look very, very close. But this stamina from Finesse, Mr. Charles Oliveira, is very, very bad at the moment as he lands a beautiful jab overhand. This could be it. Mike Train could be following up. Wow. The Mike Train continues. That man. What a great little fight between these two guys. Obviously a little bit unfortunate with the picture quality, of course, but it was an entertaining battle nevertheless. Seen MMA of all facets. Obviously a little bit of takedown from Charles Oliveira, not able to secure it, and ultimately the power of Dustin Poirier reigning true tonight.
Got it back for TK then as well, showing why people need to watch out for that camp. For
sure, man. Great win for him. With that one being said, with it in the bag, we are going to be moving straight on to the next one. We have a couple more fights left in the prelims before we get, of course, onto the main card. Up next is going to be Milky Joe up against Dibs. Milky Joe is a really, really tough opponent. He is friends with Mr. Valentine. Those guys have trained together quite a lot. I respect the guy's all-round skills. Kicked my ass a few times in ranked, so can't can't do anything but respect it. And he's up against Diablo, that's been putting on a bit of a tear recently. So this is a really, really fun fight. Interesting to see how they go down. It's going to be in bantamweight. We're going to be having a Yan pick up against TJ Dillashaw. So you imagine that this is going to be Striker's delight. But without further ado, these guys are now going into that first round.
I fought Milky Joe quite a few times on ranked, I think, and he's a great pressure fighter. He's very good at putting on the pressure.
He is for sure, and honestly, he's got sneaky good grappling as well. Like sneaky good grappling. You think that a lot of pressure guys, they're not too good on the when they get into those grappling exchanges, but I've seen him do it before. Done it to myself before. He gets on top of you, he can hold you there if he needs to. Nice opening leg kicks. Definitely going to pay dividends as the fight goes on.
This is the matchup you see a lot in UFC 4 in the bantamweight division. Petty Yan versus Dillashaw. If you gotta watch out for Yan's power. He's so powerful, and he can just go. He can go 5 rounds with just constant pressure. I know this is a 3-round fight, but you gotta be careful.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, honestly, these guys have both been coming out with fairly similar kind of game plans by the looks of things. It's a lot of leg kicks, a lot of kind of probing jabs, trying to follow it over with a hook or a straight. Nice little inside lead uppercut and then a takedown.
That was beautifully timed, just as for a kick. I did notice Milky Joe, he's doing a great job digging at the leg early. But now he's in a position where he can control you and get some shots.
Nice little reversal. That's exactly what you needed if you are Diablo. Finds himself on top, and we know that Peter Yan's got that excellent ground and pound. He postures up for it now. Going to look for an opportunity to rain down a combination of strikes, but Milky Joe says no. Pulls him back into half guard and now works his way back into full guard. That's good work from Milky Joe.
Sorry about that. Everything got disconnected there for a second.
Well, he keeps raining down those shots. Once again, Peter Yan on top, working that great ground and pound. Milky Joe is showing his veteran savvy though. He's not getting put off by it at all. Staying very calm and composed, but goes for a big get up right there, and Diablo not having any of it. Posturing up for some excellently calculated ground and pound. Not willing to give up this position in any way, shape or form.
Yeah, he's controlling it well. You don't want to get overzealous with the ground and pound, because you can get reversed so easily in this game. You can be half unconscious, getting your face pounded, but one little slip and he's in top mount. So you gotta be very careful.
Oh yeah, definitely. When you get reversed in those types of situations, the ground and pound, the submissions, they're there for days. You're gassed, it's hurt. Just not a nice position. As we say that though, TJ Dillashaw does separate now, working those leg kicks, and it's not even a bad plan, man. Why let him get up? May as well get some free kicks off to that leg.
Yeah, we can't see Dib's health, but I'm sure his leg is probably hurting a bit.
Yeah, if that welt on that left leg is anything to go by, you imagine it's got to be a nice little chunk off it at minimum. But we see another very, very even round, but with quite a lot more total strikes from Milky Joe. TJ Dillashaw, significant strikes. I think he landed about 20 clip more, but significant strikes about equal. Kind of imagine what you would expect though. Peter Yan's a little bit slower, I would imagine. Not everybody plays him like that, but he has a nice counter game if you can play it. As we say, that lovely little slip lead upper from him. Diablo, Dibs, got some great striking on display tonight. Milky Joe making some right adjustments, blocking and trying to circle off.
I did notice in that first round, Milky Joe was doing a beautiful job of mixing things up, going to the body, going to the head, going to the legs, and the takedowns. He's even making it an MMA fight, not just a stand and bang brawl.
Yeah, and as we saw a little bit earlier, those takedowns, they can really start to set up your hands as well, because your opponent starts to anticipate those, and it starts to drop his block as a result, drop his hands, and obviously that sets you to come over the top. As we say that, Milky Joe's getting really, really active, going back to that pressure striking game that you alluded to a little bit earlier on. Oh, lovely slip from Diablo.
Nice uppercut there. Trying to get him in the pinch there, just couldn't get to it.
Honestly, the head movement of Diablo tonight has been very, very impressive. I'm feeling it a lot, but I have to say that the unrelenting pressure of Milky Joe keeps going back to that leg kick, working the hands, popping him in the face is a pleasure to watch as well as he lands a beautiful hook.
He goes for the takedown. This smart move.
Bringing it all together, he is it's a perfect little game plan. Excellent mix-up, changing levels, really does change the momentum of the rest of this round. Still got 2 minutes 17, 2 minutes 15 to work as he gets a lovely denial in top mount off. Pre-deny from Diablo, you've got to imagine, and that was exactly what he needed. Could have been some brutal ground and pound coming his way if he didn't.
Milky is just doing so well at just making Diablo think.
But as we mentioned a little bit earlier, man, you get a little bit too overzealous with those shots when you're postured up, and you can find yourself reversed very quickly. As we say that, he's got 1:20 now, and Peter Yan's in side saddle, slowly raining down some elbows when he chooses. I mean, that's a lot of patience.
I don't know if this is Milky trying to like get the arm trap. You see how his arm keeps going back?
No, for sure.
Even when Petter wasn't throwing strikes, then his arm kept going back. I think he was just trying to anticipate like Petter throwing a strike and getting the arm trap. But then again, you can get right into side saddle. This is bad for Milky Joe.
Yeah, and honestly, the patience of Diablo tonight, showing excellent adjustments in his ground game, showing he's dangerous there as well. And all around, his composure is really being the key to his success. A lot of people get flustered by that pressure game of Milky Joe, but not tonight. See those rounds? Milky Joe gets, I mean, a lot of significant strikes in total, but the...
I think the drop won it. Yeah.
But do the significant strikes outweigh the drop? There was a lot of them.
I don't know. From what I've seen, I think the drop will outweigh it, but Diablo did a really good job on the ground there, in side saddle especially. But look at Milky's head health, it's gone down a lot since he's been in that side saddle position.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, those elbows started adding up a lot, but it's still in a... It's not the best spot, it's not exactly in the worst either, though. He can still afford to maybe get into some of these exchanges, but you've got to be very careful, because one like that and it can sit you down.
This is what Diablo needs. He's got the drop, and now he's got him on the ground. This is what Milky did to him last round. Just faking, get in Milky thinking, and on to half guard.
Milky Joe once again showing his veteran savvy. He was working up a lot of GA right there, not able to get the denial off, and Diablo posturing up, landing 2 or 3 shots straight back down, and honestly, the intelligence he's showing, maybe saw what Doc did to me a week or so ago, and is looking to implement it himself, but I'm seeing a lot of kind of what I saw from Doc that time, intelligent grappling from this man.
I think Petter needs to finish though. Diablo needs to finish, because in my opinion, I had Milky Joe winning the first 2 rounds. So the first round, he outstruck him 20 strikes, 60 for the strikes to 40, and last round he got a drop. So Petter really needs to finish him.
You could very well be right, man. Obviously you don't know how he's feeling in that in the fight himself. He may potentially feel like he just needs to win this round, so it'll be interesting to see how he approaches this last minute 50 on the clock, because as you said, he could potentially need a finish right now.
That was a nice posture up from Petty, and he used his grappling advantage to time it.
Mixing in the strike into the clinch work, now looking to throw a little bit of hands again. We see Milky Joe's head health blinking, but I imagine his head is blinking too. We see him backing up as a result, getting pressured. Sorry, bro.
I said it looked like Milky was getting the better of the exchange there. He landed a nice 1-2 right on the end, and Petter started backing up immediately. You can tell, he's not feeling comfortable on the feet at the minute.
No, the head health's definitely starting to hurt. Kind of almost like a telltale sign, like seeing Tony Ferguson shake his head off. Lots
both guys there.
I mean, lots and lots of head kicks here in the last 20 seconds. These guys trying to take the other opponent's head off with one big shot. Oh.
Okay, yeah, I think this should be Milky Joe's decision, but you know, it's UFC 4 judges, it can go either way.
Right, so MMA judging as a whole, my man, and you're absolutely right, it can go either way, but...
Petter isn't looking too happy there, Dillashaw looking a bit happier.
30-27, 9-28, 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision.
Should be Milky Joe's. There we go.
And you were right, he got the first 2 rounds, it would appear, picks up a good win from there. We're going to get to see the stats very, very briefly. Yeah, no, that was a great performance. We spoke about how dangerous Milky Joe was at the very, very beginning of the fight. I saw lovely things from Diablo, so he should be holding his head up high. Obviously lost the decision here tonight, but it was an excellent fight all round, and very, very happy that we managed to call that one, man. With that being said, though, we march ever closer to our main card. Up next, we're going to be having the featured prelim. It's going to be the motherfucker Kryptonite King. He is going to be up against Shane. Obviously, TMF, Kryptonite's camp. You are obviously part of it yourself out there, Desire. So,
yeah.
As hard as it will be, obviously, going to be calling a fight for your teammate, but he's going to be up against Shane. This is a short notice fight, so we appreciate these guys stepping in. Take this one, putting on a show for us this evening. Haven't got any time to waste, my man. Welterweight, Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman. Interesting pick from Kryptonite King. You don't often see him pick somebody that doesn't have, you know, some interesting kicks to go along with it. So picking a grappling-based fighter was not what I was expecting.
Well, Crypto has been using Usman a lot recently. He's been using Usman a lot against me. And he's got one game plan in mind. And I don't really know what to say for this one. I think you're going to see why he likes this one so much.
Okay. I think I know what's coming. You hear it? Oh, no, he doesn't. Different one. Okay. Oh, this is a different Kryptonite King. We'll see if he sticks to the grappling throughout. We normally see him like to work his outside game, work range, start to work his kicks, you know, find his distance. But we now see him get a takedown within the first minute of the fight, and not able to hold him there. So interesting. Goes for the takedown. Good defense from Shane. That's a good...
Nice forward slip poke there.
Yeah, that's a good slip from him. Crypto's looking to rip to the body, but already Shane is firing those uppercuts, so he's very, very wary of the body shots being ripped. Kryptonite answers with a lovely knee. Good work. Uppercuts on the inside. Excellent knees. His stamina's running low, though. Kryptonite recognizing that, starting to rip to the body a little bit as they were exiting that clinch exchange. Goes for another takedown, and the defense is there for Shane this time around.
Good uppercut there to Insato. It didn't land, but you know, it intercepted the takedown, made Shane back off.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, these guys are exchanging in the pocket. Covington's chin is getting the worst of the exchanges.
I think both these guys are coming off losses. I think Shane came off a loss against, is it LSE Soms?
We'll have to have a little double check of the bio as these guys fight through, but I think that you are right with Kryptonite, right? He picked up a loss recently.
Against Boss Ross, I think.
Yes.
Like a nice denial. See, he's reading him now. Then as I say that, he gets to take now. Right in support position, nice denial.
Again, it's interesting to see Kryptonite do this. I'll be interested to see if he's able to get to that backside, and if he goes for the back take, or if he looks to land some ground and pound. Both options are there, plentiful with Usman, but doesn't get the opportunity either way. Covington staying active and getting to his feet. But a good back take there from Kryptonite King. I mean, these guys are going back and forth. There's I said, this is not what I was expecting, but it's a pleasant surprise. It's a pleasant surprise. Kryptonite showing adjustments in his game, showing no matter how long you've been playing this game, we've been playing it for a long time, you can still develop yourself, still reinvent yourself, and come in with a completely different game plan, keep your opponents guessing.
And again, Crypto has been working on his Usman a lot in the spars recently. Every time we spar, he'd love to use Usman. All he wants to use is Usman at the minute. So
he's feeling
in this fight, he's trying to show why he wants to use Usman so much.
He quite clearly enjoys wrestling a little bit with him, and I think that that's going to be an excellent little addition to his game. His striking's already very unorthodox, so if he can get his opponent down, get them thinking about the ground game, those hands are going to be opened up as the fight continues, as we've seen time and time again throughout these cards, and tonight especially. I have to say, Shane is digging to the body a lot. I don't know if you've noticed that. Anytime he gets the opportunity, he does. Oh, the little tap in the ass.
There we go. That's why he wants.
And that's why he loves Usman.
Yeah, there we go. That's why he uses Usman, folks.
Probably the only reason he accepted a fight tonight. He wanted to do it. He goes for the pull guard. That's interesting. Doesn't get the flip on it.
Push that knee through.
Kryptonite going for some feints, poshed it up, now working some good ground and pound for them full guard. Got to be careful not to burn too much stamina. Not really going to burn it if you're landing every shot, though. That was excellent shot selection.
Let's go. I need you to posture and
And great way for Shane to find himself back on his feet. He's done a really good job of finding a way to get up off all 3 takedown attempts so far.
Oh, that's a nice right hand. Nice head moving there from Colby just to avoid the pinch and get some shots of his own, doing some nice damage. These kicks to the body are really sparing some effect. And he does it again, clapping some cheeks again.
Yeah. Clapping cheeks, boys. Clapping cheeks. He's got to be careful, though. You end up clapping a man's cheeks for a couple of rounds and he comes out and knocks you out in the third. That would be pretty embarrassing. So the man's got to follow it up now with some dominant performance, but obviously got to be careful. Shane showing that he's not going to be withered by that. He's not going to be stopped. He's staying composed and obviously looking to work his way back to his feet. But Kryptonite so far has been all over these transition attempts.
jump on his back. Over under.
One thing I like about Crypto is he does bring it, but he doesn't care. He's here to have fun.
Yeah,
if you've ever been a party with him, you know what he's like, and he's here to have fun and win. But
yeah, he's always looking for the win, of course. But like you say, man, as long as he's having a fun fight, he doesn't really mind, and he's looking to put on a performance tonight. Obviously clapping those cheeks, but I'd be interested to speak to him a little bit after this and his mentality with the pull guards. I don't believe Usman has the reversal, or cause there's no actual block to it once they're down. So it's interesting to see him pull guard against Colby Covington, which is very dangerous.
as it's a nice shot there from Usman, but Colby returning.
So leg kick, those are the hooks of Kryptonite King. Some of them landing the mark, and obviously Colby looking to get active on the inside once again. These guys are throwing bombs when they're in the striking exchanges. It's been a really good thing for Kryptonite probably that he's gone for these takedowns, because it doesn't look like Shane has any time to waste on the feet. He is letting go with his hands anytime Crypto's in range, so probably going to see another takedown here, and it would be intelligent, I think, given the way that Shane seems to be coming out pretty quickly.
Using Colby how you should be using him, with the pressure, constant strikes.
100% melting people. Once again, Shane works his way back to his feet. He stays composed. He manages to find his way to his knees. Gets to his base and stands right up. Now they're back in the striking exchanges, and he's looking to get active once again. Those shots are starting to find their way home. Those good shots back from Kryptonite King. Some of those are now bleeding through the actual block, so both men have got to be careful right now.
They're both going at it now on the feet. This might be there might be no more takedowns. It might just, it's looking like they just want to finish this on the feet.
Stay strong. Stay strong. Keep moving.
Knee to the face. Lands the uppercut.
Good job mixing it up.
Yeah, honestly, I've liked his clinch work in this fight. He's done a really, really good job of utilizing that clinch in bursts and getting off, you know, some dirty boxing. These
Interesting.
yeah, I was going to say, do you know these head movements? They're maybe not playing the best effects for Shane. You see them taking huge taxes on the stamina, and Kryptonite keeps going to the body when he sees it.
Oh, that was nice from Usman, from Crypto there. Sorry, just you know, as Shane was getting comfortable on the feet, boom, into a takedown.
Yeah, and honestly, he's done a good job of every time Shane has gone for that get-up position in this position right here. He doesn't get the denial, but he goes for the transition instead, finds himself in sprawl. He's done it consistently, and it's obviously part of his game plan. Liking the adjustments we're seeing from Kryptonite King. He's got a minute 45 in the third round of a very dominant fight so far, raining down some shots.
Is this it? Is it? Wow.
Craziness, man. Absolute craziness.
That was really good work from Crypto there. Like I said, just as Shane, sorry, was getting comfortable on the feet, he got the takedown, and then he got the finish. That was amazing, beautiful performance and beautiful adjustments, and that's why he's been using Usman so much. He showed us why he likes Usman.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, who said you couldn't teach an old dog new tricks, or a new dog couldn't, an old dog couldn't learn new tricks? This man's out here tonight showing massive evolution in his game, going for the takedown, working the ground and pound. And I mean, that might literally be one of the first ground and pound TKOs we've ever seen from Kryptonite King right there.
Yeah, for sure. And tough loss from Shane, but he'll be back in it. I know Shane is he's a very solid guy, and he always brings it.
Couldn't agree more, man. Shane, you know, it's a tough loss, of course, but all respect by his favor, of course. You took this fight on short notice up against, obviously, Kryptonite King, that's been here for as long as the league has been here, obviously part of his league as well. So much respect for taking that fight on short notice. You guys put on one hell of a fight. Once again, though, excellent adjustments made by Kryptonite King, and I'll be interested to see if that's now going to be part of his repertoire going forward, if he looks to utilize that a little bit more in the fights to come. With that all being said, that was our featured fight of the prelims. We're going to be moving on to our main card. We have an absolute killer's row of fights still to go. Up first, we're going to be having the all-powerful, the ever-entertaining Bang Bang. This guy comes out and throws bombs from the start of the bell to the end. Kill or be killed. He will go out on his sword if he needs to, or on his shield if he needs to. He very, very quick starter, likes to bring it and will get in your face active and often, but he is up against a dangerous opponent tonight in Hammer, who has a dominant grappling game. We've seen him have one or two performances within Primetime. I believe he's currently undefeated, so I am very, very interested to see how these guys go down. Both previous ESFL competitors. I said on previous streams, Bang Bang owning the quickest knockout in ESFL history, I do believe. And obviously Hammer being a long-term competitor himself with that very, very dominant grappling game that he's able to impose on so many of his opponents. So I think this will be a case of if he's able to get him down, or if Bang Bang's able to get those hands working early. But you know that this is going to be one hell of a fight either way, man.
Yeah, for sure. I've never fought any of these two. I know Bang Bang. I think I've seen Bang Bang sparring with Tempo, and I know he's a very, very good striker. Very good striker.
Really is. Like, honestly, if you've never fought him, bro, you don't know. His pressure is out of this world. Like, I've never seen anybody fight with as much pressure as he does. Hammer starting out with some big kicks, though, going straight to the body. Looking to set that range maybe up against Ngannou. Doesn't want him getting close, doesn't want him landing those big power shots like he does right there.
Jerry's going for flying knee.
Yeah,
so this way you don't want to be if you're Bang Bang on your back, Garner. John Jones.
I mean, John Jones has got excellent top control, excellent ground and pound, and obviously you know, as we mentioned, you know, this is exactly what you wanted if you were Hammer. You know, Bang Bang's incredibly dangerous. He only has one loss on his record up against the dangerous JC. So Hammer obviously wanting to get this fight down to where he feels most comfortable as quickly as he could, and has done a good job of doing so. Now, obviously, if you Bang Bang, you've got to stay calm, you've got to stay composed. Even though he's eating a little bit of body strikes right now, he's able to utilize that grapple advantage to get up and able to stop the pull guard. That's great work from Bang Bang. He's going to look to land those bombs if he can, but these body side kicks from Jon Jones are doing a great job of maintaining range for the most part.
And Ngannou hasn't been buffed yet, has he? I believe he hasn't been buffed since that Stipe win.
I don't think so. I do not think so.
Yeah, so I don't know what Ngannou's cardio is like, because I never use him myself, but I can assume it's not the best.
Now, something to point out, I mean, obviously Bang Bang, although he is a massive pressure fighter, he understands the game. You've seen him circle to the power side there, and a big missed kick from Jon Jones. He wasn't quite able to capitalize on it, but if he's able to stand up, since Jon Jones is going for a lot of these kicks, I imagine he's going to try to capitalize on it next time around. But obviously he's got to survive the ground exchange with Hammer. I thought that rear naked choke was going in right there, and it is this time around. The stamina's low. That's going to be tight. Oh, damn. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he knows he doesn't want to be on the feet with Bang Bang. He's got to, you know, at least wear him down and get the submission. He's not going to get the submission here, but, you know, he's doing a really good job at controlling Bang Bang, you know, making sure he doesn't play into his game.
For sure. I mean, if you're Bang Bang here, though, I mean, quite honestly, you may want to even just take his time and take some of the top control. You know, he got a little bit active trying to separate there, getting the posture up, but obviously got his stamina down. Jon Jones going for the Kimura. These are pretty dangerous submissions as well if you're, you know, fairly good at tracing your opponent, but once again, Bang Bang looks like he's staying composed enough where he's going to be able to escape this.
He's doing a good job here, especially how low his stamina is. His stamina is completely empty, and he's getting out of this.
And we saw it on the RNC as well. His stamina was fairly low on that, not as low as it is now, of course, but you know, excellent submission defense there from Bang Bang. Obviously wasn't able to stop the takedown as much as he wanted to. Excellent opening round from Hammer. I think that he's going to be very, very happy, and that's going to give him a lot of confidence going into this next round, but you know that he's got to be very, very careful because, I mean, Ngannou.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, big miss there, and he took a lot of damage from that miss. Beautiful counter from Bang Bang. You don't want to take too many of them if you're Jon Jones against Ngannou. And again,
there it is right there. There it is right there. Like I said, circling to that power leg, looking for the opportunity, and this time he gets the rock, but that was a well-timed step off by Hammer. He really, really needed that in order to evade some of these shots. Goes back to the takedown and gets it. This is grueling. You've got to feel, you know, if you Hammer, that feels great. If you Bang Bang, that feels horrible. He gets the biggest success he's had so far in the opening of the second round, and he's back on his back now, so got to be careful. Hammer obviously doesn't want this to go back to the feet. He knows how dangerous Bang Bang is. Never mind, but Ngannou pick. Look at that flip, man.
And it's the first again. Wow.
You get excited about one, and the other man says, "Not, you're not the only one. Anything you can do, I can do better."
But if you're Bang Bang in this situation, I think, you know, you just got two big rocks, and you should be winning this round. So you can just relax a little bit. I'm sure the ground game isn't gonna change who wins this round if you've got two rocks.
Yeah, no, definitely. The stamina's low again. He's going for the Kimura from half guard, but once again we're seeing excellent submission defense from Bang Bang. He looks like he's going to easily escape out of this one. Probably as it gets deeper and deeper, he may find himself in a postured up position as well. Nope, still postured down, but he's going to be happy with it regardless, I assume. Hammer once again going for that submission. His stamina is very, very low, so Bang Bang's not going to make sure he doesn't get frustrated. He's got to stick with it. Keep his composure. This one's a little bit tighter, but still, nevertheless, it does appear that he's going to escape with relative ease.
Yeah, he's doing so well at escaping his submissions, because I don't know how many he's gone for so far, but he's doing a really good job. He
has, and that one's a bit of a better one for Ngannou. He's going to probably separate you, I imagine. Oh, Ngannou not able to. He's going to be happy with it, I imagine. Doesn't really matter. Once again, he steps off. Man,
wow.
Honestly, like I said, Bang Bang, everybody thinks he just like rolls forward and starts throwing shots and he's all pressure, but the man has an absolute method to his madness. He may like to walk into the fire, but you know, he's got the right equipment for it. He knows what he's doing and just finds ever crafty ways to land his shots. And again, man.
He's doing a really good job of that. He knows what John Jones is looking for. This is it. No. Yes.
Yeah, this really could be it. If it wasn't before, this could be it. No, I mean, oh, bro, nobody survives these shots. Come on, that is Ngannou punching you in the face. Those were some big shots. Excellent work for him to survive on the buzzer.
Bang Bang was doing a really good job in that round, circling to the power side. Know that John Jones is going to be looking for side kicks, and he countered that beautifully. Every time he would hit him with a left hook, and rocked him every single time. Yeah, that was amazing.
I knew the moment that he didn't get the first counter that he was going to be looking for it from that point onwards. Obviously, I think Hammer maybe showed his cards a little bit, opening up with them so heavily in that opening 15-30 seconds. And, you know, obviously it was doing well to maintain the range in that early going, but he needs to find another way as he gets a clinch attempt back into it and goes for the guillotine this time. The back's up against the cage. He doesn't sap his stamina, and you've got to imagine that the submission defense is going to be there again because, yeah, he's going to easily escape this one.
Yeah, Bang Bang is really impressing me with his sub defense tonight. He's showing that, you know, it's not going to be that easy.
I mean,
I'm not just a striker.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, something to point out is that it didn't say it on the stream, and I do apologize for it, but he is actually part of the Get a Bag camp, which obviously were very close to the BFAP camp, former BFAP camp. Obviously now EK and TD, so he's trained with a lot of good grapplers in the past, and although he likes to throw hands, he's you know, he's well versed in all respects of MMA, so he's showing that now and giving Hammer all sorts of problem, considering how dominant of a grappler Hammer can be. Those are some nice work, nice kicks right there, though. He's able to land those ones, and they land, well, very, very big.
Nice straight hand, though. Hammer looking with that full elbow.
He's mixing up the timing on it a little bit with those spins and the takedown attempts, and that's good work from Hammer right there. Honestly, the way that he's been adjusting to the takedowns, because he's had to shoot a variety of different takedowns off different setups, you know, showing his veteran savvy when it comes to the grappling exchanges. I would say that it definitely seems to be a lot more comfortable for Bang Bang when it hits the feet, but this is probably one of the betters, you know, that we've seen Bang Bang's cardios as well. He's really coming to this fight and match.
Went for that undeniable rear naked choke.
This one is starting to look a little bit closer, but Bang Bang once again just moving, staying active, not getting too quick though, just changing directions. Almost, you can see a little bit of frustration, I almost feel, in the attacker's submission attempt. Kind of the takedown, the submission defense of Bang Bang is so on point tonight that it's very, very impressive.
Hammer is hunting for these submissions hard. Every time in that full guard, whenever he denies the transition, straight into the Kimura.
I mean, Hammer may feel that he is ahead at the moment because of the amount of grappling that he's been able to get off. I'm not sure if I fully agree with that due to the damage that was put out, you know, in some of those exchanges, but we'll have to see if it does go to the judges' scorecards, which it may not. This is a dangerous possession to have Francis Ngannou. See if he can get his stamina. No, another submission attempt.
Wow.
Probably pretty intelligent, though. He keeps wrapping him up in these submission attempts. It means Ngannou's not able to posture up and land any more of that massive power that he has on John Jones's chin.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure who won this fight. Yeah.
Honestly, I think you can make. I would love to see the scorecards. I mean, it's hard to say in the moment. It did look like a lot of work being done by Hammer, which it was. Yeah, that all added up for him in the end. That was a, you know, very, very good fight, man. The perpetual grappler against the perpetual striker, and these guys put on one hell of a show, so appreciate these guys throwing down. We know that they're going to be back better than ever, both of them, of course, better and improved. Bang Bang showing excellent submission defense tonight. and he should hold his head high regarding that, man. His defense was on point. He landed his hands when he could. Hammer stayed committed to that grappling exchange and showed obviously his savvy in order to be able to kind of secure the victory this time out. With that being said, though, we move one extra step closer to our main event. We're going to be having Mr. AJS Boss Ross up against TMF Matty D. Obviously, that's a fellow campmate of yourself there. I'm not too familiar with Matty D myself, but I've heard very, very good things about him, Desire.
He's a very good player. He's got Matty D. He's got beautiful combos. He's got very, very high fight IQ, and he's just made it into the ESFL recently. Just got an ESFL role, so I'm sure he's gonna show why he's in the ESFL. And yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. I mean, he's I believe he's had some great performances. He's up against somebody that beat one of the campmates of TMF recently, obviously AJS Boss Ross out there. I believe he picked up some recent wins. I think he fought Kryptonite King, if I'm not mistaken. Just gonna have a little double check now, of course, but yeah, gonna be a very, very entertaining fight. That it was. He got a win over Kryptonite King on Primetime Fight Night 4, so potentially Matty D trying to get some revenge for Kryptonite there as they come out. Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, always a fun fight. Yeah, Matty D uses Gaethje a lot in the spars. He likes the power, and Holloway is an interesting bit here in the lightweight division.
It is. He's not. I mean, obviously, he's very, very dominant in the featherweight with that 5-star pick. I don't believe he's 5-star up in lightweight, though.
4-star, I believe.
4-star, yeah.
4-star, yeah.
So although he's still a fun fighter to pick, you got to imagine that the advantage is going to be to Gaethje. The power is really going to be in his favor, and that might be the differing factor if Boss Ross isn't able to evade some of those shots early, because Gaethje is powerful, man.
Matty's been landing some nice shots early. Nice uppercut hook there. If you're Boss Ross with Holloway, you want to just be, I think with Holloway, I just like to throw jabs. I don't really use Holloway, but if I was Holloway, I'd be throwing, a lot of jabs, getting him thinking, to the body, to the head, just picking him apart, getting his stamina low.
Yeah, you can go real crazy with those jabs and start to pull out some silly numbers with him. It's exactly, the Holloway kind of game plan, if you will. Works very, very well, of course, with his type of style. He is definitely a volume striker, and I think this is like you say, Matty D showing some veteran savvy of his own, for considering he's very, very new to the league, even though obviously he's in a respected camp with yourself, Kryptonite King, Chinsworth, and the rest, of course. He's shown some savvy, and he's not getting flustered by the volume coming his way, staying patient, planting his feet, looking for those slips, looking for the counters, and once again, if he just lands once flush with the type of power that Gaethje is able to present, it could really, really send Boss Ross into another dimension. Oh. That's a pullback upper that's gonna hurt. Some body knees to boot. Not able to get the head knee. That's good defense, but he's still not out of the woods yet. His back is pushed up against the cage as he tries to circle out. A little bit of cage cutting from Matty D, but starting to back up now and going back to the previous game plan of just trying to find those nice clean counters as Holloway overextends as he's walking in. Gets it again.
Oh, wow, another drop. Holloway needs to switch things up. We know Boss Ross, he likes the spinning strikes. I think that's why he chose Holloway. Ooh, I think that's why he chose Holloway, because, he likes those spinning strikes. He knocks out our campmate Crypto with like a spinning back kick or something.
Yeah.
He does like those strikes, but right now, Matty D is all over him.
I think it's the pressure that's killing him. You see Matty D just standing at the correct range, knowing that his opponent's going to throw the strike. He plants, he rips off the center line as he eats a big knee right there, though. That was a lovely knee from Boss Ross. Lucky he had his hands up, or that could have been nighty night. These guys staying very, very active once again. Some nice exchanges in the pocket. Very, very impressed with Matty D's composure. I think that's been the word of the night so far. So many of these fighters have been showing excellent composure, staying very, very calm in these firefights. Let's be honest. I mean, Boss Ross is not wasting any time. He's getting in his face and just really hasn't stopped pouring it on. But Matty D not flustered at all and landing, you know, the better of the shots with getting the rock and the knockdown, I believe, twice during that round.
That shot there, the forward slip hook when he threw that front kick, that was beautiful. Look at that. Boom. On his butt. Wow.
Folded him. Buckled back on that leg. Stipe-esque.
Stay focused, okay?
You ready to fight? Ready.
Well, all to play for. These guys still looking very fresh. Only the second round. Justin Gaethje coming out looking the fresher of the two fighter. Obviously took less damage in the first round and is landing the bigger of the shots come the second. That's a great way to start it off. Gets a sit down within the opening 60 seconds, and that's probably going to be it right now. I mean, that's a beautiful combination as he rips to him. Going to follow it up on the ground, and these could be the follow. Maybe not. Maybe not. I thought that was going to be it there, brother.
Yeah, Boss Ross really needs to change up something. He's throwing these really wild strikes and letting Matty D counter him hard. He's just, I think he's getting frustrated. Like the head kick he's throwing and the spinning strikes. I think at this point he's getting frustrated and he's trying to find something big of his own. Just.
I think I'd agree with you. I mean, he's been marching forward and trying to land those shots, but Matty D has just not been buckling to it, and like you say, has been landing some lovely counters of his own and probably starting to dissuade and frustrating him a little bit. So he definitely has to make adjustments, and there's still plenty of plenty of time in the fight to do so. Right now, not pressuring forward as much, maybe taking a back step. I think that's actually the right direction for Boss Ross, as counterintuitive as it may feel with Max Holloway.
Oh, he really wants that, like, whatever it's called, a somersault, wherever it is, Rolling Thunder, is it?
Rolling Thunder, yeah.
Yeah, he wants that bad.
The first one was actually timed really well. It was an excellent sidestep. You could only imagine after that opening, if that had landed, it would have been savage. Okay. But he goes for it again, and this might be it,
wow.
And it is.
The clinch was a really smart move there. That was nice. That was a great performance from Matty D.
It was.
Really nice performance.
I mean, he gave, obviously you give him some high praise coming into the fight, and I can see why this man is definitely gonna be a problem going forward. He showed an excellent all-round game tonight. I was very, very impressed by his composure, his shot selection, the counters he was able to pull off, and obviously has that finishing instinct, because when he had him hurt, he really started looking for that opening to get him out, and was able to do it in that second round. That's excellent work. And I believe the second win for TMF this evening.
Yeah, that's 2-0 for TMF. I believe Matty D, that's 3-0 for him now in prime time, so I think we could be looking at a ranked opponent for him next.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be knocking on the outside of that top 15. I know we've had a bunch of guys put together some great wins recently, so maybe we'll have to do a prospects card in the near future with a lot of these guys, kind of trying to make their way up now. We've got a lot of fresh blood coming in, a lot of guys putting on excellent performances, and Matty D tonight looking on fire, man.
Yeah, for sure. That was a beautiful performance from Matty. He mixed things up beautifully.
That he did. With that being said, though, we are going to be going to S&B Stee, proper Stee, representing the Sprawl and Brawl camp. Obviously, he's been one of the more active members from Sprawl and Brawl. Gym that we've known for a very, very long time. He is a dangerous opponent. He's somebody that is dangerous from the beginning of the belt to the end. We've seen him get last minute knockouts, I believe. I think he even got like a couple last, like a really, really late submission as well. So he is incredibly dangerous. I'm interested to see what he's able to do tonight, because we've seen Mr. Finnan have absolutely phenomenal performances as of recently. Mr. Finnan actually looking the favourite out of these two guys. I'm just having a little look at their rivalry as they're loading in now. It looks like he's going to be picking Conor McGregor as proper Stee. This is in welterweight. Mr. Finnan potentially looking for more of a Tony Ferguson or a Kamaru Usman. You know that Mr. Finnan has good hands himself, but predominantly a grappler and likes to, mix it all together. So this has all the makings for a phenomenal fight. I imagine we're going to see a little bit of every aspect of MMA sprinkled in. And yeah, we'll have to see how these guys shake out. I mean, proper Steve, Mr. Finnan, Both very, very dominant. Like I said, Mr. Finland coming in with a 8-3 lead at the moment, but that wasn't under the bright lights. So obviously it's a little bit different when there's more pressure on trying to get one of these wins in front of a crowd.
I think I fought Steve in ranked recently. I don't know much about him from one fight, but he's fairly decent. I know he came off an unfortunate loss against Tadpole recently, but Tadpole's been looking very, very good recently. He's got better and better. So, and a big rock already.
For sure. I mean, there's no shame in that sort of loss by any stretch. He has picked up a number of noticeable wins himself, but this is not where he wants to be. Obviously he's coming out tonight to make a statement and finds himself in back-sitting. Mr. Finnan not looking for the submission. The first man I think we've seen tonight get in that position, not go for it. He goes for top mount, looks to posture up, but good work from Proper Steve. I mean, obviously it's Conor McGregor right now, but just something to point out, the Sprawl and Brawl guys, they do have a lot of good grapplers, so I would imagine that Proper Steve has been put through the gauntlet in the past when it comes to these sorts of positions. Imagine he's very, very familiar with it, and as you can see, he's doing a good job of blocking, moving that head a little bit, and just really minimizing any sort of damage that can come his way.
Yeah, like I said, I fought Steve recently, and one thing I can take away from that fight, he's very, very good at defending ground and pound. Like, very good. He slips most strikes, and it's very nice.
Yeah,
he's really got the timing on point.
For sure, man. I mean, back in UFC 3, Sprawl and Brawler is a camp that we were part of. It's where the whole kind of league scene started with us. The grappling exchanges was where it was all fought with us guys. They were looking for the arm traps specifically. The arm traps were all on point. Obviously, you can't do them this time round, but he's obviously adapted that and moved it to the head movement and the posting of the strikes. And we've seen him minimize and mitigate the majority of all damage put his way from Mr. Finnan in that opening section. But Mr. Finnan staying committed to it, now able to take the back, and obviously that was I don't know if that was Tony Ferguson or Conor McGregor bringing that to the ground, but once again trying to find his way to top mount, and this time being blocked by Proper Steve. So both guys, this seems like a very, very even match, but Mr. Finnan so far, getting the better of it, just finding himself in top position for the majority of this round.
Wow. That was a nice pre-deny there. Right onto top position.
And he gets the one in top mount as well. Now he's going to be posturing up and looking to rain down some strikes, but he wasn't able to and separates as a result. Mr. Finnan is a dangerous, dangerous grappler, man. You've got to be wary of him in any position. Good overhand from Steve, though. He's looking to get active. I can imagine maybe feels like he needs to get something big back in order to try and equalize this round out due to the amount of top control that went Mr. Finnan's way. May not necessarily be the best game plan because that stamina is going to become a problem, and he's leaving himself open for some big counters. We know that Tony Ferguson is dangerous and obviously has power in those hands.
He got a nice rock early in the round though, so I don't know who's going to win this round, because I think it's going to go it's going to go Proper Steve's way this round. I think just due to that rock at the start.
Yeah, it could very well have Props round one got the rock at the beginning. Like I said, it's a very, very even fight. I think overall, technique for technique, we've seen obviously Mr. Finnan have excellent top control, but Proper Steve staying composed and showing that he isn't any joke there as well, not giving up any sort of easy movements for Mr. Finnan, and making sure that he had to mind all of his P's and Q's. So now they start striking again in the second round, and Proper Steve looking to get active, but Mr. Finnan having none of that and closing the distance quickly, now looking to drag him down and take his back, which he does. Now, he has gone top mount in the majority of the times in this position, so it'd be interesting to see if he tries to move across to that full mount.
Yeah, if you're against Steve, I think the smart thing to do is just to hunt for some submissions rather than ground and pound. Like I said, he's just so good at defending ground and pound that it's just you're just going to be wasting your own stamina.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Finnan going for it that time, obviously the stamina was low, but he recognised that Proper Steve had some very, very good defence and build on it. Potentially maybe just trying to get a read on the first one, but I think that the defense of Proper Steve was fairly good, so decided to bail and maintain position. But now obviously Conor McGregor finding his way back up to his feet, but only for a moment. This is grueling work if you're You know, obviously if you're Proper Steve, man, having to find your way back to your feet over and over again, and obviously get the fight back down if you're Mr. Finnan.
Yeah, the thing is, this is how you. I think when you're Conor McGregor and you're going against Tony, this is how you should expect to be fought. If you know what I mean, like
For sure.
is he?
Maybe
Like,
one more Imanari role.
Yeah, no one wants to stand with Conor, if you know.
Nah, for sure, man, for sure. I mean, although he's very, very durable, this is clearly where he's going to have an advantage. And, like, quite honestly, Mr. Finnan, like, he's a good grappler, man. I've seen him do some great work in previous league performances, seen him do some great work in ranked. So I know that when he gets somebody down, he can make it into a grueling performance and really start to, you know, feel like you're getting smothered against the man. And I think that's what he's trying to do to Proper Steve at the moment. But so far, Proper Steve has, you know, remained calm, and it doesn't look like he's flapping at all so far. So we'll have to see if he's able to maintain that as the fight goes on, because right now Mr. Finnan's postured up and looking to rain down ground and pound.
He gets up.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was going to continue to rain down those shots. Goes for the over-under and the takedown, but Proper Steve saying no on the takedown defense now. Probably regretting getting up.
Yeah, that wasn't the smartest decision there, getting up here, Ferguson. You could have just, postured down again and took the back or something, but getting up wasn't the smartest decision from Mr. Finnan.
No, definitely regretting it, but he's able to get it. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock, so, I mean, obviously this just allows him to stop Proper Steve being able to rain out some shots while in the striking exchanges. He's not able to keep him there, though. Proper Steve now getting him up. Goes for a takedown of his own. Obviously no time for it. Maybe a head kick to boot. He loves that combination, does Proper Steve. You've seen it. It's been one of his go-tos in a bunch of his fights. It comes out very, very fast still. I know that it was slightly slowed, but Proper Steve finds a way to wind that up nice and quickly.
I think Ferguson to that round now with all that ground control.
He could have, man. He really could have. Like, honestly, I even think that first round maybe 50-50, but the wrong is bad.
That's what you need.
I mean, Conor McGregor, as you mentioned, you do not want to be striking with the man. He is currently standing in an orthodox position, though. I don't know if Proper Steve has recognised that so far. Potentially has to switch, get that power hand back behind him so he can start planting and throwing straights on it. Some overhands behind, because there it is. Goes for the switch. These guys are throwing down, especially in the pocket. Tony Ferguson wants the finish, and Proper Steve's doing everything he can to counter it with, some precision, but he's getting ate up by some of these shots. It's just non-stop action from Mr. Finnan. He is throwing bombs. He's grappled enough. He feels like he's got Conor McGregor's power to dip a little bit with the cardio, and now is cracking him on the chin over and over again.
This is it. Wow, that's it. He used Ferguson beautifully then. Did what Ferguson does, and pressure you.
Honestly,
gave him no space.
I couldn't agree more. He came out, he grappled heavily, he made it into a grueling performance against Conor McGregor, and that takes away the power of those opening rounds, that out of the gate perk that you talked about earlier on in the event. That was phenomenal work from Mr. Finnan. I really enjoyed the way he was able to mix it all together, and turning it up late like that was was fantastic. I mean, going for that finish, taking the judges out of it. He's probably 2 up, but or 1 up at least going into that third round, and just putting his foot on the gas and getting that finish is a great win for Mr. Finn. I think he's maybe on a 3 or 4 fight win streak now. So again, that gentleman, he is going to be looking up the rankings very, very shortly. Just going to have a little look at where he's at right now, actually. Oh Jesus, that man's now on a 4 fight win streak. Yeah, he's doing great work. So I know that he's going to be looking in the very, very near future to get up into those top 10s. He's currently ranked 12th with that 4-0. So big things ahead of him. This is obviously now 5-0. Probably going to be fighting himself in the top 10 and then a title in future if he's able to continue to pick up wins like that. Excellent work. With all of that being said, though, we are moving ever closer to the main event. We have another fantastic fight set up for you guys. It's going to be BSD, Body Snatchers Degree, GodAteMyPig. And he's going to be up against Ripper. I believe Ripper's also BSD, if I'm not wrong.
No, Ripper does not have a camp. No.
He does not have a camp. I think he may have been at some point, but Not at the moment.
I don't think Ripper's ever had a campy. He never, because I'm very familiar with Ripper. We spar a lot, really. You know, I'm good mates with Ripper, and I got him a kid. Very familiar with him as well. This is going to be a good fight because I know these two gentlemen have fought each other many times.
Yeah, no, honestly, I respect Max, GodAteMyPig. He is a phenomenal fighter. I've come up against him a good number of times, and as you mentioned, these guys have thrown down on more than one occasion. But I'm a lot more familiar with GodAteMyPig. He's a very, very dangerous fighter. We've seen Ripper been doing the runs. Obviously, he had a number of performances, main event spots himself. So this is an incredibly fun fight. They're starting close. Was there no touch of gloves there? Was that a front kick straight to the face for GodAteMyPig?
Yeah. GodAteMyPig just, you know, making a statement there saying, hey, we're not friends right now, we're fighting.
Yeah, all business. All business. So Ripper, obviously, he's coming off a loss to Dyno, you know, which is one of his only losses in the league. So obviously looking to bounce back. There's no shame against that. Of course, Dyno, a very, very tough opponent and current champion within the league. And if we have a little look over here, just very briefly at GodAteMyPig, that man also coming off a loss to a previous champion and the main event of this evening, DirtyDave. So these guys very, very highly regarded within the league. We know that they're both very, very dangerous opponents, and we're already seeing these guys throwing very, very exciting combinations, looking to land beautifully on each other.
Nice body. There's a combo I love at the minute, the uppercut into the hook. Body uppercut into the hook, sorry. It's so nice. Ripper's making his return here. I haven't fought for a while, has he?
The last time that Ripper had performed with ourselves, like I said, it was against Dyno. That performance was back on Fight Night 1, so it has been maybe a little bit over a month. He's quite clearly maybe gone back to the lab and been working on some things, or just looking to get some of that rust off now. He's starting out a little bit slower than I think we've seen from Ripper in the past, but that might be due to GodAteMyPig landing some nice powerful shots with Darren Till. Darren Till does hit hard.
GodAteMyPig is so good at, you know, he works you really well, and he counters you really well, and actually he's picking him apart. Look at his body health, look at his leg health, everything. It's just really piecing Ripper up right now.
Oh, that was a lovely uppercut though. I mean, they both landed good shots on each other, but the uppercut to the head as he was going to the body dunked at the head health, but that's not to say anything else. GodAteMyPig landing a shot of his own and trying to get the follow-up shots, but the head movement of Ripper reigning through.
I fought Ripper many times, and he has very underrated ground game, so I think he should be like, you know, trying to mix it up, take him to the ground. He's fighting Darren Till here, you know, with Nick Diaz.
Yeah, even though you may not have the, you know, the double leg or the single leg from Diaz being particularly high, you can go into those clinch attempts, start to work it, make it a little bit of a dirtier fight, but that's a lovely slip body uppercut, and he follows with another one. This is incredible work by GodAteMyPig. He's looking fantastic tonight.
That was beautiful.
The one, followed by the hook. GodAteMyPig now staying composed, and the combination to come out, going to the body uppercuts again. This is honestly savage work from this man. He's coming out to put, like, we saw it at the very beginning, man. He didn't want to touch gloves. He came out and threw a kick to the face. He set a precedent for the night, which is, I'm looking to hurt you, and he is sticking true to that game plan, landing beautiful shots. That slip uppercut to the body was phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe a bit of ring rust from Ripper, knowing he's not fought for a while, but he really needs to change up something fast as he gets rocked again 10 seconds into the second round to him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously he's taking a little bit of time away, so a little bit of ring rust may be coming into factor. He's up against a very, very tough opponent as well, and that's the problem when you're high up in the rankings. You're going to be fighting killers every time. There are no easy fights when you get to the position that they get in. And so far, GodAteMyPig just looking a little bit more tuned in tonight.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best performances we've seen from GodAteMyPig. This is a technical masterclass from him right now.
It really, really is. I mean, a moment ago, I think we seen him throw a jab lead hook, straight body hook. But then again, Ripper is still dangerous, and you can never count that man out as he lands some beautiful body work and then up to the head as well. Mixing it up beautifully. Now starting to get behind the blocking, able to block that body shot with the uppercuts. are still there for GodAteMyPig as he taunts him a little bit.
Oh yeah, and GodAteMyPig saying, look, we're not friends here.
No, I think this is for all the marbles, and yeah, come on. Honestly, he is playing like he said something about his mother or something. Like there is vicious intent behind the combinations that GodAteMyPig is throwing. But once again, Ripper's like he's eating his shots. He gets up and he comes forward again, and he's had some success with it. So as much success as GodAteMyPig is having, he knows he's got to mind his P's and Q's.
This is just domination.
The composure of him just to step off as well. You can imagine at least his body health is blinking at all times as he lands the spin. He just needs one more big shot to connect, and this is probably it, but he knows he can't hunt for it. Ripper's too dangerous, but he gets it right there. The head movement spam afterwards. I don't know what's going on. It's stopping the end of the fight. That is incredible. I've never seen that before. The showboating for the win by GodAteMyPig with the finesse.
That was a beautiful performance from GodAteMyPig. He, like I said, I think that's the best performance we've seen from him.
No,
that was beautiful.
I completely agree with you. That was on another level from that man there tonight. Really, really was. I want to see where he goes from here. I mean, he was in a title contender eliminator in his last outing. Obviously picking up another big win now. So normally it's 1 or 2 more fights before you kind of get up towards those rankings. But with performances like that, he just looked so good that he may be going into another contender spot in the near future, given his position and those sorts of performances. But with that being said, mate, and that absolute phenomenal fight to live up to, we are going to be moving on to another highly anticipated fight that I definitely had down on my my fights to look out for. We're going to be having ICB Reaper. He is a phenomenal fighter. Obviously comes from a very, very well respected camp in the ICB camp. Been around for a long time now within PrimeTime, previously IFL, and of course a number of the other promotions around like IXC. So interesting to see how he comes and brings it tonight, but he is up against the ever dangerous and previous champion TD Styles, the Don Styles. Obviously now fighting with his first time out of the Don's camp. Previous champion, losing in an epic fight, championship fight against Dyno. So he's coming back out in his first performance since obviously not being the champion, suffering his first ever loss within this league. And obviously he's up against another killer, man. He's up against another killer. I don't know if you've ever come across Reaper yourself, but obviously we know that these guys are both very, very dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. And again, like you said earlier, Styles is coming off a close loss against Dyno, which was, if you haven't watched this fight, you guys need to go back and watch this fight. I think this is one of the most underrated fights in UFC 4, and since it's been since the game has been out in competitive history, like that fight was very, very good. A technical masterclass on both of them.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more. The most slept on fight in UFC 4 or UFC EA Sports UFC history, in my opinion. Those guys are phenomenal players. Potentially one of the best grapplers in the game, and potentially one of the best strikers in the game in their respective, respective fields. And they threw down and put an epic fight on together. We are going to be doing a show for probably PrimeTime 25 or thereabouts, where we're going to have a little bit of a revisit to the previous 20, over the 25 fights before that. We're going to have a little revisit to that. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit the follow. We'll be going live each and every week, twice a week. We've also got the show on ESFL Network coming up this Wednesday, so plenty of action. It honestly never stops with all of these savages coming through, and obviously looking to make a name, get themselves up in those rankings, and get that flex on. But without further ado, we are going to be moving on to our co-main event of the evening. As I said, ICB Reaper, he's going to be up against Styles. There's nothing really much more to be said about this one other than let's see how this one goes down, man. Lightweight fight, Tony Ferguson. Is that going to be a Charles Oliveira pick? It is.
It's the second time we're seeing Charles Oliveira tonight, and it's the second and third time we're seeing Ferguson tonight as well.
Obviously, very popular picks in this weight class. I mean, Charles Oliveira, especially with the boost that he's got, those kicks are extra snappy, and obviously his ground game is phenomenal, which I think is probably why Reaper has gone for him. He knows that Styles is honestly just as Doc says, he is emotional abuse on the ground. He gets you down there, and it is not a fun time at all. Feels like you've got like a 500-pound gorilla on top of you. But without further ado, they start off very quickly. Styles comes forward, they exchange, but instantly looking for that clinch and takedown. But Reaper is all over it in this early going. That isn't going to be the last attempt, though. We know that it's probably going to be coming, but obviously an important thing for us to note is that with Styles now joining the Dons, he's obviously been training with some new strikers, and he's trained with phenomenal strikers in the past, but training with Suave Jamie and so on, they're a bit of a different style. I'll be interested to see if he's made any adaptations to his striking game.
Right away into the pitch. Working him already with all these knees.
And yeah, he went back with his body shots, but then Styles threw that uppercut and just said, "Watch yourself." Shoots for the takedown, and he's able to get it on the power.
We know Styles, he's a phenomenal grappler. So you don't, even if you're on a fairway, you don't want to be here. Honestly, you don't want to be here on the bottom. It is abuse when you're down here. Like when he finds himself in side control, if he's able to secure that position for more than 5 seconds, you're pretty much done. Like in my experience, but Reaper doing a great job so far, building up that GA, staying composed. Obviously, he knows that once the fight hits the mat, it's going to be a very, very tough fight. He's got to mind everything that he does. Can't give up any sort of slip, because Styles will capitalize as he gets the denial for the half guard. Now moves to mount, and probably going to be looking for the posture if he's able to save this position, which he can't. That's good work, staying active, but once again, the stamina's not looking great for Oliveira, is it? It's just he was digging at the body then, and Reaper didn't block a single one. Building up that GA. But then again, you got Styles on top of you in side control.
Yeah,
it's not where you want to be.
Like, he just had full GA, but it didn't really mean shit. He blocked that transition, the full guard, and now finds himself in crucifix. I mean, when you do stuff like that, when you get full GA and he's still able to get the denial, it can just feel like, what am I meant to do? I've experienced it myself against Styles. It is a terrifying feeling, this position.
Wow, look at him trying to get that arm trap, and he's failing and getting elbowed in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why he's going for it, though, because he knows that if he transitions, I mean, it's... Oh, he's able to get that one, but once again, I mean, he's not out of the woods. I mean, you just kind of like pick your poison.
Oh man, is taking a ton of damage on bottom.
Yeah, that is tough right there. He's really starting to add up on these shots. And the denial. This is really, really tough for Reaper. He's only got 9 seconds to survive, but honestly, this might even be it. Oh my god, on the buzzer, that was incredibly close, and a very, very good opening round for the previous champion, for the former champion Styles. He's looking as good as ever tonight. Obviously, that loss didn't set him back at all, and he is out here looking to get that belt back soon, putting on a performance like this so far. But Reaper's still dangerous. We'll see if he's able to stop that takedown.
But now with your Styles, you just took on all of that damage on the bottom, and you can probably stand with Reaper now.
But yeah,
his head health is low.
But on that point, that's exactly his game plan. He said it many times in the past. He likes to work him on the ground and get the finish on the feet if he can, and he's going to the bombs. Excellent read from Ryu Josiah. He's working him now with all of these combinations. Doesn't know whether he's going high or low. The absolute, kind of epitome of pressure from Styles as we go into this second round. There's just over a minute gone, and we've already seen a double rock.
This is beautiful work from Styles. He's really working Reaper in his fight. This is tough.
Yeah, that was a good knee from Reaper, but his head health is so compromised at this point that that's going to be all she wrote. The combination from Styles to end the fight. That was beautiful, man.
Wow.
I hope we get to see that on the replay.
That was a beautiful combo. Was that hook to the body and hook to the head?
Yeah.
Wow.
Lead hook body, rear hook body, lead hook head. Just rip into the body, rip into the head, and sending him in that little ragdoll animation with the dance to boot. That was just beautiful work from Styles. I mean, commiserate, obviously, unfortunate for Reaper. He's a very, very tough opponent. Once again, same as always, man. We know this guy's going to be back better than ever. We know that, you know, this isn't going to be a performance he's going to be happy with, but he's also going to know it's against one of the toughest opponents that you can possibly face on the game in Styles. So, hold your head high, brother. We know you're going to be back putting on performances very, very soon. As for now, though, Styles picking up another big win, and still to this date, only man on his record that's lost is Dyno, so I know he's going to want to try and get that back at some point in the near future. It's all respect, but there is definitely a competition brewing between those two. The first fight was so epic. If Styles is able to get another win, I imagine that, you know, he's in or about that championship kind of talks already. With that being said, though, guys, it is that time of the night. We do have the main event. It's going to be EK Trickzzy up against EK DirtyDave. These guys are, well, current champion and former champion of the promotion. I'm very, very interested to see how this goes. I mean, if you don't know already, then you will see that Trickzzy is a phenomenal striker that trains with some of the best grapplers in the game. So he's very good at defensively grappling and offensively grappling when he needs to. And he's up against the dangerous DirtyDave, also now joining EK. He previously was somebody that was, you know, a grappler by trade, I would say, that had phenomenal kind of pressure, like to get you down and make your life misery when it hit the mat. But as of recently, has been making excellent adaptations in his game, and you know, has really been rounding out that striking, been showing some beautiful hands. If you haven't seen already from the fight posters we put out, this is going to be a Davison Figueiredo pick up against Askarov, if I'm saying that name right.
I believe Askarov just got a buff, didn't he?
I think so, after his most recent performance. Yeah, you are probably right there, brother. But with that all being said, the time is over. The record, yeah, I mean, it could have been early on, though, man. These guys have been training. They were previously BFAP together. I don't hold it too much. I know these guys are incredibly dangerous, but there's a reason that these guys have been champions within the promotion. They are both, you know, as game as they come on any given night. Touch of gloves, all respect. I imagine it's going to be a measured approach, but DirtyDave instantly going for that trip and succeeds. Not good for the champion, but once again, he's calm, he's composed, he knows that he's been in these positions before and he's found his ways out of them. So the champion not in the best position, getting that denial off. That's great work by DirtyDave.
He's already doing some nice work on the ground, nice fakes. There's that one you can't really fake, but it's worth to try.
Yeah, for sure. Working the bodies.
Yeah, this is what you want if you're Dave. If you're against Figueiredo here, you want to slow him down a bit, get some damage off to the body.
Yeah, and just a crucial top control. I mean, you ain't losing if you're in top control. So,
yeah.
Oh, and again, wow. Was that not a fake glove touch into it? Did I not just see a fake glove touch into that thing?
I'm not. To be honest, I'm not sure.
I'll have to watch it back later for sure, but I think he may have. He is going for a win tonight. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I think I saw it.
That was a nice. Oh, the reversal from Trickzzy. I didn't have a reversal from DirtyDave. The grapplers are out tonight.
Yes, sir. I mean, obviously we knew that DirtyDave is an incredible grappler. We knew that he was going to want to try and get this fight down if he could, as early as he could. Probably didn't expect to get it as quickly as he has, and I mean, obviously it's been an excellent opening 3 minutes for the challenger, but now the champion's back on his feet, and this is where he makes his money. This is where he's dangerous. He's going to look to rip out those shots when he can, but with absolute precision. Like, Trickzzy really doesn't miss many shots at all. He basically hits them all, but the takedown's there for DirtyDave. That quite a hard takedown to time, you know, or to deny when you're throwing the strikes, and DirtyDave timing it well. DirtyDave now trying to work those shots a little bit if he can, but
his game plan is really good. He knows what he has to do against Figueiredo. If you want to beat with Figueiredo, his power is immense and the pressure is immense.
I mean, for sure, DirtyDave, I mean, obviously taking a lot of the spars that they've had in the past, knows that he probably doesn't want to be in the striking exchanges for too long, and, you know, so far has done an excellent job of getting this fight to the mat quickly and landing damage, even though that's a lovely reversal by Figueiredo, by Trickzzy. He doesn't have a lot of time to work. He gets the denial. He's got about 5 seconds to ring ground and pound. By the time he pushes up, he lands 1, 2 blocked shots, and yeah, just not enough time to work there, but that was a great opening round for the challenger. 3 minutes 26 of top control time from that man. You know, obviously not able to get a massive amount of damage, but that's all respect. He knows how dangerous Trickzzy is. He knows that he's got excellent defense, and once again,
Yeah. Nice slip count there from DirtyDave.
goes, I did not even know that he had that. Flying elbow attempt from Figueiredo. Now, historically, this has been the most dangerous round for Trickzzy. The amount of finishes that this man has in the second round is scary. Like, honestly, you can bet your house on it sometimes. Obviously, he didn't have as successful of an opening round as he maybe was hoping for, but we can already see him really start to work those hands. But the takedown's there once again for DirtyDave. Anytime he goes for that three-piece combination, we see Dave going for that trip, and he's had success with it, you know, every single time so far. It's been very, very hard for the champion to be able to stop this.
Beautifully timed transition there. Got like transitioned into a denial. It's gonna affect his stamina. Hand reversed. These, you can tell these two how many times they've sparred. Like, this is a very competitive fight.
It really, really is, and
they know their plans.
Because of it, I mean, obviously you see them showing each other a lot of respect in these positions, not giving their opponent an opportunity to, you know, capitalize or really have an opportunity to capitalize on any sort of mistakes, because the mistakes really aren't there for the most part. They're staying incredibly technical, and it's an absolute pleasure to watch. We see that as Trickzzy now has got 2 minutes to work on the feet if he can keep this standing, and he's getting a lot busier now he's on the feet. Obviously, feeling those takedowns and the top, you know, the minutes starting to add up, so trying to get some of that power of Figueiredo to bleed through on the head health if he can. Those are some good shots from the champion now, really starting to pour it on, but eating a couple of his own.
He's been doing a lot on the feet. He's doing a lot of damage to DirtyDave.
He is. You can see it. Look at the head health blinking. Like I said, oh, lovely. And that takedown defense is there, but he eats a hook on the exit. The champion is looking good. As I say that, he eats 3 beautifully timed shots from Askarov. DirtyDave finding some homes for his own hands.
Beautiful comment. 1-2 into a lead hook. That was nice from DirtyDave.
That's a big miss. I mean, he's got to be careful of that. He didn't get punished for it this time, but he's still eating shots. Everything that lands gets his head within blinking range. We can't see if the same is for Trickzzy. We see his head health isn't great, but his shots are landing heavier with Figueiredo. They're landing cleaner, and I mean, that's another lovely shot that's landed on a rock. We'll have to see with 20 seconds left to go. Looks like we're going to be going to the third round, but all to play for. Oh my god, maybe not.
We're going to get the third round. Maybe not.
Jesus.
Wow.
I mean,
as you said, are we going to the third round? Trickzzy says, nope. No, we're not.
He said, second round, like I said, you can bet your house on it. If this man wins, there's a high chance it's the second round. He's dangerous throughout, but he is just so much more dangerous in that second round. I don't know why, but he does it again tonight, and still Trickzzy. Jesus, man.
Dave looked so good in that opening round as well.
Oh, he did. He really, really did. He looked absolutely phenomenal tonight. I mean, nothing to be ashamed of if you're that man there. He, like you said, he did a great job. He had a lot of success against, you know, obviously one of the best that there is to do it, but tonight he's not able to get that title back. Trickzzy remains and keeps it. Honestly, an absolutely phenomenal fight. I still kind of gobsmacked. When he got that duck under the kick and he follows up with that combination, it was just a kind of such a kind of 0 to 60 sort of moment. It was very, very quick. Beautiful, beautiful work, though. This has been an absolutely phenomenal night of fights. Been an absolute pleasure calling it with you, brother. Hopefully,
and you, it's been great being here. Pleasure.
hopefully all you guys have enjoyed it as well. Stay by for just a moment. We are going to quickly go forward and raid somebody else within the community. So give me just a moment as we find somebody to have a little raid with. Hopefully, if you haven't already, you're about to hit that follow button. Make sure to join the Discord, of course. Follow us on other socials. Make sure that you're in the know when we're going live, when we've got signups going and all of that good stuff. We've got plenty of big announcements to come in the very, very near future. We appreciate you all stopping by, but for now, we're going to dip out and obviously move on to the... obviously go in and raid some of the other guys. Appreciate you all stopping by, guys.